kicking off the spotlight on our great school. So I am the proud principal of KT Murphy School. Everyone can hear me? So what we want to do tonight is really spotlight some of the great things that we're doing at our school. There's so many things that we're doing, and we're really looking at a few things that we're spotlighting. And what I want to start off tonight is, me and my colleagues from KT Murphy. I have Debbie Oken, Melissa Vigiano, Sean Hutchinson, and Katie Ramsey. Can you guys just wave? They're going to come up here with me to really present all the great things that are happening at KT Murphy. So in highlighting our initiatives, I want you to really have this perspective of the academic pillars that Stanford Public Schools addresses, right? We have all the core areas, and really look at the lens of how what we want to show you guys is what we're doing with 21st century skills. But also importantly is to look at responsive classroom and the whole child, and our achievements will also look at where we're doing with school climate, how we are engaging our community, how we're bringing our partner DOMIS with the Stanford with the advocacy, the parent advocacy, and our KT Murphy Academy, which is our after-school group. So all these great things, I want to show you some highlights of what we're doing at KT Murphy. So this is actually something I got from Twitter, and this is what in 1900s the view of 21st century envisioned. And it's kind of funny how back then this is what they thought 21st century learning would look like. And I don't know about you, but I grew up in the 80s, and that's me with my sister. And my vision of 21st century was the Jetsons. I mean, to me, that's okay, flying cars, and I thought 21st century, yeah, the Jetsons, but it's really not about that. It's not, in this day and age, where we can Google any answer, it's really not about the answer, it's about the process, right? It's about collaboration. And 21st century skills isn't kind of like this thing that, like the Jetsons or what you saw in that 1900 shot. It's really about things we know about. It's about critical thinking, it's about creative thinking, collaboration. So it's about the process. How are we demonstrating learning, right? And how are we showing learning, and how are we integrating technology? Technology is embedded in our curriculum. It shouldn't be an afterthought. Along with that, flexibility, social skills, and in this day and age, I mean, adults, we all need this, and we need to show this with our kids from an early start. So we really wanted to articulate in our school something really concrete in a very short and articulate way. 4 areas in our vision. We didn't want to have 12 points, 20 points, really 4 areas of what we believe we should do with our school. And it really starts with our vision. We want to be leaders in 21st century thinking. We want to promote and cultivate growth mindset. And that goes along with our superintendent's basically theme over the last couple of years, that students really practice and grit. They get to learn items. We're not just born intelligent and smart. We get to really work at it. Third point is really engaging and collaborating and forward thinking with our staff. We want to make sure that not only it goes top down, but it goes bottom up, that we basically give the wheel to our teachers and they drive it as well. And last, but certainly not least, is how do we engage families? How do we make them part of their student success? And again, that speaks to our partnership with DOMIS. We have a parent advocate in our school, and they help us with all sorts of things on the social and emotional side, and they help us with our academics and after-school group as well. So I talked about how important it is for teachers driving that change. And I'm going to try to talk less, and I'm really going to lead it off to my colleagues here who are really going to talk about that theme and what they are basically doing at our school. But it's important that you're going to see basically this passion that we have, this curiosity, hard work, determination, and grit. And in the end, we wanted to be grassroots. We wanted to have that school spirit, that professional pride, and enthusiasm. So you saw that little, the first slide where we're looking and highlighting our initiatives. So like I said, I would be here for days, really telling you all the things we're doing at KT Murphy. But I want to look at 4 areas, and they're so interrelated, really. We're talking about a global readout initiative that's actually sparked and started from one of our teachers and from the Teacher of the Year, Jimmy Sapia. So it's really like this interconnectedness around different schools here in Stanford Public Schools, and it speaks to the brain trust that we have here in this district. And a little bit about Twitter and what we're doing with that initiative and how we're promoting that to help us with our school climate, our communication, and our transparency. And also departmentalization, something we're really trying this year with great success, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And our School Governance Council, this is really a piece where we're aligning all these things together. We're bringing, again, our partners, community partners, parents, and teachers to really put all these pieces together and engage parents. So, I'm going to lead it off to my colleague, Debbie Oken, our kindergarten teacher, and she's going to tell us a little bit about our Twitter initiative.
Hi. You have to bear with me, I'm a little nervous. So, the 5 stages of Twitter are kind of like the 5 stages of mourning and everything else. We start with denial, and I think that Twitter kind of gets a bad rap because a lot of us think about it as following the celebrities and getting all the gossip, and you see it on the news, all the angry stuff that goes on Twitter, but there's so much more to Twitter, and I think that through this initiative, we all have started to grow and move along, and for myself, I find myself now at the end, and it's just a part of my life, just like Facebook and email, it's just part of what I do every day. So how did we launch this? It started with a simple request from Mr. Rodriguez in the end of the summer for us to get a Twitter account, and I went into school before the school year started, and I shared with Frank something that I had done the year prior. I saw something on the internet about 100 days of happy, and every day you tweet something that made you happy, or something that you found that just made you smile. And to me that was a big undertaking, 100 days, but I did it, and I was proud of it, and as I was doing it, I was thinking, this is something that could really go along with Frank's initiative and get people going and sharing things about our school. So it was a way, we created a hashtag KTM100 for people to share their things that made them happy during the day. And it was, you could buy in whenever you wanted, and was not a have to, but a want to. And it was Mr. Rodriguez with the help of staff members and our administrative intern provided some PD so that everyone could jump in where they felt comfortable. It was differentiated so we all could learn. So who's participating? We are all at Twitter at KT Murphy. Tweets go out from all who walk the halls at KT Murphy. The administration, our AI, classroom teachers, specialists, our para-educators, the adult EL teacher, our lunch ladies, and even our parents and our custodial staff. Everyone tweets. And what have we tweeted? Our tweets range from daily life at KT Murphy to special events, from an OG lesson to an all-school meeting, from a science lesson to a play and learn night. They can be as simple as a quote from a child to a collage of pictures. And why are we doing this? There are many reasons why we tweet. It promotes our positive school culture through hashtag KTM100. We're tweeting good things that happen at our school. Transparency is evident through our tweets because they're an honest representation of who we are. Twitter is another form of communicating with our parents. Many students actually ask me to tweet something that happened in the class so their parents can see it. I mentioned earlier that there was more to Twitter than following the celebrities. Professional learning networks are an example of that. They're groups of like-minded people who share, communicate, and collaborate through Twitter. Global citizenship is promoted through these professional learning networks as folks from all over the world are part of these networks. Many of us participated in the Global Read Aloud, which we'll learn more about in a moment. But we were all connected to teachers all over the U.S. and even in Canada. The children Skyped and tweeted with children experiencing the same things we were. And then Katie Murphy is a responsive classroom school, and at the core of responsive classroom are the ideas for CARES: cooperation, assertion, responsibility, empathy, and self-control. These are examples of CARES in action. The children are cooperating with their 4th grade buddies and classmates. The children show empathy while helping each other with their coats. And the bears on the far side, the bears visited my class. A lot of classrooms did the Elf on the Shelf, and I wanted my class to learn CARES. So the bears visited our class every day, and they left notes, and they left Promethean board messages, and the kids just really ate up everything that the bears told them. Bears are hibernating now, and we cannot wait for spring for them to come back. They introduced the children to CARES, and it's just something that they now are, it's part of their lives. So, and then the other 2 pictures are from the Global Read Aloud, which I will pass off to my colleague Melissa. Another picture.
Good evening. We are sharing and engaging our parents through use of Twitter. We are making it a homeschool connection. Our parents love to see things that we're tweeting about, and it also gives other colleagues a chance to see what they're doing just inside our building. Our tweets are like virtual bulletin boards. Parents get right into the classroom by seeing what we're doing by our tweets. They're excited to see what we're learning in during the different parts of our day. We love to tweet about our field trips. Actually, I had a parent who was very upset because she couldn't come on the field trip. And the moment she got the tweet, she was so excited because she was able to feel like she was actually there at our field trip. Actually, it was our first field trip to the Stanford Museum. Other things we love to tweet about are celebrations. We love to celebrate things that we do at our school. Some of the things that we did in the fall, we actually had some pumpkin explorations, and we actually counted seeds and the pumpkin life cycle, and it was fun to tweet about, and the parents got to really see what their kids dug their hands into. We also love to tweet about our all-school meeting. We actually have them monthly, and we're excited that parents do come to this, but the parents that can't come, they can actually look at our tweets. Also, our academics. We tweet daily, as my colleague said. We tweet things that we do during our reading. We tweet things that we do during our science time. We tweet things that we do during our writing time. And the kids really enjoy us taking pictures. They're like, can you tweet this? Can you take a picture? Like Debbie Oken said. So they're like really excited about the learning, but also get excited that they're a part of something big. And then we're going to go into a Global Read Aloud. And a colleague of mine will go into our International Dot Day. But I will talk a little bit about a Global Read Aloud. So 5 years ago, the Global Read Aloud, for those of you who don't know what the Global Read Aloud is, was started with a vision that it would connect schools through literacy. And we participated in the fall, and there were about 8 teachers who participated, and it was exciting because it was all new for us. And it was a 6-week period, and Peter Reynolds was the author study, and we were able to read different books by the author, and it actually led us to new experiences because we were able to connect to other teachers around the world. We had teachers that we connected with in North Dakota, we had teachers in South Carolina, teachers in Texas, Illinois, and personally in our classroom we connected with a school in Pennsylvania. And actually, to this day, we still stay connected. We actually Skyped this morning, and we were excited to talk about 100 Day, and we talked about the weather, and we actually have this map in our computer lab. So our librarian had a big poster of the map of the U.S. and actually posted where we're all connected. So it's really exciting. It's really exciting for the kids to see that they're part of a big picture. One of the books that we read was Going Places. We read Your Star, we read Ish, we read The Dot, but our class favorite was Going Places. And I think it was particularly because it led to the children being creative. They were so excited to map out what they wanted to do, and the story is about creating a go-kart. So they actually were able to draw a picture of it, and then I gave them just clay, and they just kind of went crazy with it. So I think that was why it was their favorite. Along with the Global Read Aloud came many benefits. There was communication. The children are learning how to communicate with others, and they know that every time when we start off our Skype session, we have the kids hello, and we greet them with a nice greeting, and then whenever they do talk with their friends, they say what their name is, they introduce themselves, so it's giving them that communication and how to communicate with others. And then also, like I said, the creativity. They were really excited about, our day is so filled with all the academic stuff, so to try and fit that in with the clay was really exciting. So it was able to tap into their creativity, along with connecting with others. Not only we formed relationships with other schools, we have formed those relationships, and I'm probably going to continue with the relationship that I have with the teacher. And then collaboration. So it also tells the children that they are, like I said, part of something bigger, and they're excited about that. And I'm going to pass it off to Katie Ramsey, our art teacher, and she's going to talk a little bit more.
Thank you, Melissa. Hi, everybody. So I want to start off by saying that we really feel that anyone can use technology. It's just that when you use it to fuel your passion that the magic really starts to happen. And it's not about the technology itself, because without the people behind it, it would really do nothing but sit there in empty space. So what we're doing at our school is exciting because we're connecting pieces together, and that's where our creativity is starting to become something that's very strong. And what I want to talk to you about tonight is that Twitter has really been a great source of inspiration for us, that we're using it to share everyday excitement at our school, but also as professional development. Because what we're doing is we're searching for new sources and trying out new ideas in our classrooms. We first learned about International Dot Day and the Global Read Aloud through our engagement with Twitter early on in the fall. The idea that stuck with us was that students all over the world would be reading the same story by Peter H. Reynolds and also collaborating to create artwork that was based on the message in the book. So our students created some of the murals that you see hanging up over here on the other side of the room, and they also shared their own reflections about what the message in the story meant to them. What that did for us was it inspired both our teachers and our students. The simple image of the dot, symbolizing the importance of making your own mark, resonated with our students and with us as teachers. Creating the murals that you see displayed here was a way for us to show our students that we believe in fostering a culture of collaboration and creativity. By allowing them the time to work together and explore the ideas in the story as they painted the murals. We also painted together and created our own reflections of what the story meant to us as teachers. And our students shared their thinking at our all-school meeting. We discussed how Vashti was lucky enough to have an encouraging teacher that helped her to discover she had her own unique voice to share through her art. Vashti's the main character in the story The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds, who really reluctantly put her paintbrush to paper and made one small dot. Her teacher made this dot a symbol of what it meant to make your own mark and share your voice, whether or not you felt that you would be good at something in the beginning or not. And that's an important lesson for us to always remember, that when our students are learning something new, they don't always feel that they have the confidence to continue on with the process of learning, and that we don't expect them to be experts right off the bat. Both students and teachers participated in this celebration of creativity, and that's how we held our first all-school meeting. And you can see some of the kids holding up their own drawings that they made. Here are some more. We want to send the message to our students that the sky is the limit when it comes to their potential. With persistence and dedication, they can become anything they want, whether it's an artist or a scientist, a lawyer or an engineer. Everyone has their own important mark to make on the world, and it's our job as teachers to help them see that they can do it. Herein lies the importance of technology. It can be a source of inspiration and a way to feel connected on a larger scale, educator to educator and student to student. We actually took this idea forward through our own professional development, and we created our own drawings based on the story. And our plan is that we want to really carry this message through on a daily basis, and it just connects really well with our whole initiative in our school with Responsive Classroom and how we go about teaching the students to care about each other, and just the way that we look at learning in general. And it's not just about the technology. What makes it work and what makes it exciting is what our teachers and what we as teachers are doing with it, and how we're helping our students see that they can be inspired through the use of technology, that it's not just something that they need to learn about how to use a computer. It's what are you going to do with it that counts. And so we're going to take a look now at how our teachers are working together, and Sean Hutchinson is going to discuss departmentalization and how his team is working on that.
You know, it's funny, every day we stand in front of a group of kids and we're not nerds, but we're standing in front of a group of adults, and my heart is pounding. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm trying to imagine that you're all kids. Okay. I want to tell a story about engagement, empowerment, and synergy. This year we began a bold new experiment where we started departmentalization. The idea and impetus was driven by teachers who wanted to enhance their knowledge of a specific content area and engage students more deeply in their learning experience. For example, like today during my science, because we're doing departmentalization, I focus on math and science and writing. And today during my science class, I told kids today, you know what? You can freeze light. They were like, what? I was like, yeah. You can actually stop light in its tracks. Wow! Blew their mind. But I would not have had that opportunity to really delve and embellish and deepen and sharpen my craft without a reduced load that allows me to focus on some really specific content areas. And to really let my students know that this 21st century science needs to be taught in the classroom. The overall experience for students and teachers has been fairly positive. In addition, the benefits of departmentalization is purpose-focused, teacher-driven PD that empowers teachers to deepen a better understand their craft. For example, this year, some of the areas that we're focusing on is problem-solving in centers. And I can tell you for myself that having a very specific PD and not a PD on, no slight quotes, having PD on literacy, another PD on centers, and something on math, but being able to go in and know that I want to teach math, and I'm focus when I'm in there on my PD sessions, and I'm taking copious notes because I know that I can focus on this and I can really dig into this. So departmentalization, and I've been teaching 14 years, has really reborn or given new energy to the work that I'm doing in my class. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to try to muscle through some of this. But hopefully we will continue this positive momentum and expand the whole idea of departmentalization, not just in math and science, but also math and reading, but also to take it to science and social studies as well. The beauty of this job is our ability and our desire to expand the learning experience and desire. I hate that I say so much. Learning experience beyond the four walls of our classroom and into the homes of our children. We are working hard to engage parents this year. By reaching out to parents through these activities like the Play and Learn Night and our partnerships with organizations like Thromas, we are moving math and literacy activities and routines into the families, into the homes of our families. What Play and Learn Night was an opportunity where we've taken like our math routines that we're working in class, if it's problem solving, if it's the literacy, we're working on fluency. We're able to take the concepts and ideas that we're doing in our classroom, we're able to teach parents, and then our parents are able to take what we do in a class, able to take it to their homes. Because many parents were asking, well, how can I support my child in a way that's fun and exciting? We were able to model it for parents through our Play and Learn Night. Kids were able to come in with us. We had a huge turnout. We've actually done it twice this far. We did it K1, and then we also did it 3, 4, and 5. Both times, huge turnout. And it was really nice to see parents who were hungry to finding ways to really engage their parents in the learning, to engage their students. We're really utilizing our school governance council this year, and it's been nice to be able to work with parents to take what we're doing with our school improvement plans and showing them the work that we need to do, but also having them giving some insight and some information on how we can better reach out to parents, but also how we can help our students in our larger kids. What I want to speak to here is the synergy that's happening at Mercy. Now, if you think of what synergy is how the interaction of the various elements when combined are greater than the sum of its original parts. What I'm noticing this year at Murphy is we've used our school improvement plan and we've trickled that down to our student objectives, and we're focusing on literacy and math, and we're using that information looking at our data teams, and the data teams are driving our PD. In our PD, we're looking at what we're doing in our PD, we're looking at focus walks, and the focus walks are feeding back into the data team, and the data team information is feeding back. So it's like this whole combination, this confluence and synergy of different parts of the work that we do at Murphy that's really making a powerful impact on our students, and not just our students, but their families and the staff. And what better place and environment would you want to work in when all those forces are coming together in one single focused point? That's the child. And that's what we're doing at Murphy. It's some really amazing stuff. I highly encourage that some of you come and just watch what we're doing. I want to stop here, and I'm going to turn the rest over to.
So, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Katie. So, I'm going to just end with really just the theme that when one teacher goes to a conference, this is an example, and she went to Boston, Susan Cassidy went to a conference sponsored by GE, that the sky's the limit. In this case, Antarctica wasn't even the limit. We got our KT Murphy flag in Antarctica. That's it. That's Antarctica. The flag was in Antarctica. And this teacher, along with Katie Libers and Joy Arbaza, do you want to just stand up and wave? Joy Arbaza, Katie Libers. These three teachers with Miss Cassidy came and really kind of inspired and said, we really want to know more about penguins, and took a subject matter really and ran with it. and contacted the scientists through Twitter. They exchanged different addresses, and from there, a writing project, a word wall. A student even went and watched their own documentary, and was a first grader and was writing about it. I mean, this is really a microcosm of what we're about. And we want to continue this. We want to, you saw the passion today that's going on, and this is just a snippet. If I can bring my whole staff here tonight, I hope that you got a sense of what we're all about. And I'm going to end it with a Twitter February flashback that we've been doing in our school, which is, this is just a snapshot of all our elementary shots of our staff, and it kind of brings home who we are serving. This is our clientele, and this is us while we were in elementary school. So we have to remember, right, who we serve, our kids. We were those kids. We are those kids, right? And it's so important to kind of remember that. So I'm just going to click on the last flipogram, which is a little bit of just a sense of all the different tweets, and that basically captures us all. Thank you, guys.